This is a chance of a lifetime for me. I have to take full advantage of it and prove to the public and to myself that, listen, I can go to the next level. I belong to be the top echelon heavyweights.
Can't afford to lose. I don't want to step back 2 steps. I want to step up 2 steps.
This is an opportunity for the world to see what I have, and it couldn't be a better opponent. Couldn't be a better opponent.
I'm a better fighter.
He doesn't bring the talent I have.
I know I can beat him.
He doesn't bring the hand speed or foot speed. He's never fought anyone like me.
It's gonna be a knockout. I don't get paid overtime.
Botha versus Briggs is brought to you by Trump Hotels and Casino Resorts and by Budweiser, the undisputed, undefeated king of beers. This Bud's for you. Pay-per-view distributed by Showtime Event Television.
Tonight, we come to you from the world-renowned boardwalk of Atlantic City, New Jersey, famous for the Miss America pageant, saltwater taffy, and all-around summer fun. But the focus shifts to boxing here at the Trump Taj Mahal. A triple header coming your way with our featured attraction, a battle of heavyweights who have their sights set on sports' most coveted prize. And we're back in the Mark G. Edis Arena, a room we opened in 1990 with Thomas Hearns. This arena named in the memory of Donald Trump's close friend and colleague who died tragically 10 years ago. Capacity crowd for boxing, perhaps here tonight, they hope, over 5,000, settling in for a big night at the fights. Our main event will feature former IBF heavyweight champion Francois Botha, known as the White Buffalo. This is a rival. Earlier tonight, he enters the scene with hopes that a victory later will bring him closer to another world title opportunity. While he has won 39 of 41 fights, perhaps best known for his 2 losses, as his stock went up in defeat against Mike Tyson and Michael Moore. Tonight, the South African native who now lives in Las Vegas in a career crossroads fight. But standing in his path is the man with the golden dreadlocks, number 7 heavyweight contender Shannon Briggs out of Brooklyn, New York, making his way into the arena earlier this evening. He took the boxing world by storm a couple of years ago when he upset former heavyweight champion George Foreman in a controversial majority decision. He hails from Brownsville, the same neighborhood that produced former champions Mike Tyson and Riddick Bowe, and looking to catapult himself back to another shot at the heavyweight crown. His only attempt, a loss to Lennox Lewis. Hello again, everybody. I'm Steve Albert. The heavyweight division is currently in a state of utter confusion. So much is up in the air. It appears now that Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis will ultimately get it on in the rematch. Mike Tyson, who comes off a questionable performance against Francois Botha, is preparing to announce his next fight, possibly within a few days. Will he ever return, though, to championship form? Then you've got the next generation, like Grant, Ibeabuchi, Tua, and Rahman. But their status seems to be on perpetual hold. Botha is here tonight by virtue of a loss, while we still wonder if Shannon Briggs, by all accounts a talented fighter, is championship material. He lost to Lennox Lewis, and many criticized his decision win over George Foreman. While so many issues in the heavyweight division remain unresolved, the winner of tonight's main event could very well place himself in title contention once again. And with that, let me bring on my ringside partners. First, the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco. And Ferdy, is there more pressure on Francois Botha to win here tonight?
Well, absolutely, because he's at a plateau where if he doesn't win tonight, he goes over the edge into that abyss called the trial horse. I mean, the contenders that never will make it. So with the scarce money, he has to win. He has to win here, or his career is, for all intents and purposes, downhill.
All right, we turn to our other partner, Bobby Ches. What about Shannon Briggs? A lot of folks think he's in line for a fight with Mike Tyson in the near future. Is he at risk tonight?
Well, Steve, every time you set foot in the ring against another fighter, you put your future and your body at risk. But the risk-to-reward ratio here for Shannon Briggs tonight is nothing short of excellence. On paper, against both, it doesn't appear as if Shannon Briggs could lose. Skill for skill, he is the superior fighter. However, the intangibles, the things you can't put on paper and you can't measure, could be a big factor. But either way, Shannon Briggs has to win by definitive decision or by knockout if he wants to go on and do better things and brighten his future.
All right, it's Botha versus Briggs later tonight in our main event. For more on that, let's check in with our Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Steve. Back in the dressing room with Francois Botha. Frans, how much have you been kicking yourself with that loss to Mike Tyson, that right hand back on January 16th?
Constantly. I mean, I keep thinking about it. You know, it's like a nightmare. But you know, one thing about boxing, you gotta keep going on. You can't go and lie down.
Now, you have said just yesterday to us that you feel that Briggs is a tougher opponent than Tyson. Why?
I believe so, because mainly of his size, his height, and he's a little bit faster than Tyson, and he's not so predictable. I mean, Mike's very predictable, and you know, styles make fights. I believe this is a different style, and I believe it'll be a little bit tougher than Mike.
Frans, should you lose this tonight, would it be virtually impossible for you to come back and get any kind of title shot?
Oh no, you know, I don't believe so. I believe that as a fighter, I'm very much so in demand. I mean, Evander Holyfield showed us that, you know, when people think you're finished, you came back and you won the heavyweight championship again. And, you know, we'll just have to see. But I know that I gave myself a couple of more years of boxing, and I'm going to do it all I can. And hopefully I'll be a heavyweight champion again.
Best of luck to you. We look forward to the fight.
Thank you.
All right, let's send it back out to ringside and Steve Albert.
All right, Jim, the always congenial Francois Botha. Tonight, our host venue, the Mark G. Edis Arena in the Trump Taj Mahal here in Atlantic City. Getting set to present a full evening of boxing. Let's give you a complete rundown of tonight. 2 down and 1 to go in our boxing triple header. Coming up next, the main event, Botha versus Briggs. Former heavyweight champ Francois Botha takes on highly rated Shannon Briggs in a heavyweight bout with possible championship ramifications.
Welcome back to the Trump Taj Mahal, the Mark Edis Arena, here in Atlantic City as we get ready for the main event, Shannon Briggs against Francois Botha. I'm Jim Gray. I'm now joined by the former heavyweight champion of the world, Larry Holmes. He was champion from 1978 to 1985, 48-0 before he lost to Michael Spinks, trying to beat Rocky Marciano's record. How do you see this fight tonight? In fact, they had asked you to fight both of them before, but how do you see Briggs and Botha?
Well, I see a good fight. I tell you what, Shannon Briggs will impress me with the fight for George Foreman. He was jabbing, he was moving, he didn't stand in one spot. And if he can do that tonight, I think he'll be successful. But again, Botha, you know, he's a plotter. He comes in wild, unorthodox, and, you know, he can make a lot of mistakes. And those mistakes are not for him, they're for the other guy. So I think it's going to be a good fight tonight.
Now, Larry, it's hard to believe you're going to be 50 years old here very shortly, and you've come up with kind of a novel idea. We've seen it go on, but you're the first to really propose a senior boxing league in which you would fight George Foreman as opposed to George fighting some of the other guys who are still much, much younger. How's that going, and do you think that this league will come off?
Well, we're hoping that it does. I fought Bone Crusher Smith for that title. I won the title. We're hoping that we can bring George Foreman into the fold because, you know, let's face it, George is 50, I'll be 50, and we're getting too old to be fighting these young guys. So therefore, I think that people who never got an opportunity to see George Foreman and I fight would love to see that fight because everywhere I go, every time I turn around, they want to know about George Foreman and I. So George should come on out and do this fight, you know, not ask for the sky because it's not going to be available for us. So, you know, I'm willing to take my cuts of whatever I need to do to get a public what they want.
All right, Larry, you're both great champions. Final prediction here tonight, Briggs and Botha.
Well, you know, even though I was offered with Botha by Sterling McPherson, I think Shannon Briggs is going to win the fight tonight.
You and George Foreman, both great champions. Don't do it. You don't need it. Let's remember you what you were. Thanks, Larry. Good to see you. Back over to you, Steve.
Okay, thank you very much, Jim Gray. We are closing in on the marquee matchup, a battle of heavyweights. Former IBF heavyweight champion Francois Botha set to square off with WBC number 7 rated Shannon Briggs. While Francois Botha and Shannon Briggs have collectively compiled an impressive record of 70 wins and just 4 losses, this could be, and we underline could, the most important, most pivotal bout of their professional lives. For both these fighters enter tonight's contest at the crossroads of their careers. While the pre-fight festivities have been good sportsmanship and jocularity, Francois Botha and Shannon Briggs are keenly aware tonight's contest is not about fun and games, it's about survival. Coming off the most dramatic losses of their careers, each fighter knows a defeat tonight will forever jeopardize their chances for title shots and big money fights.
I can't afford to lose. I don't want to step back 2 steps. I want to rather step up 2 steps.
You're talking about 2 guys who been in there with the best, and now we're fighting to go back to the next level. So you're talking about pure hunger.
No one believed the durable South African had the skills to beat the once self-proclaimed baddest man on the planet. No one, that is, except Francois Botha.
I don't think I've seen Botha move this good in his entire career. He just seems to be avoiding everything Mike does.
I knew he couldn't touch me. I knew, it was easier than I thought it would be, and it was easier than my sparring.
He's toying with Tyson. Who ever thought we'd see this? And the crowd reacts.
And loves it.
I was winning easily, and for a second I lost all concentration, and I walked right into a shot.
Oh, a straight right hand, and down goes Botha. That's all it took, one shot, it's over.
Tiger Woods couldn't hit a golf ball better than Mike Tyson hit me. But that's boxing. I'll be back. I'll be, that's why this fight, you gotta have a good win to get back up there again.
And I'm back at the crossroads again. I was given an opportunity to fight Foreman. I took full advantage of it, I felt like. Then I got the Lewis fight. Unfortunately, that didn't go in my favor.
Worried about his conditioning, Briggs surprised the pundits and Lennox Lewis by rigorously attacking the champion early. And there, Briggs almost knocks the champion down. Shannon Briggs believing he has hurt Lewis on the attack.
He's been in tough fights before. He's been hurt before, so he took it well. He rebounded back. He hurt me. I was ready for a 3 or 4 round tough fight.
Down goes Briggs.
But I wasn't ready for a 12-round grueling fight with a champion.
He's getting up.
The fight is controversial because the punch that they stopped the fight, I missed. I missed the punch. I fell to the ground. I got up. They stopped the fight. Yeah, I was tired, but I'm supposed to be tired. I'm in a fight. It's the heavyweight championship of the world. I felt like, let him knock me out.
Both combatants fully realize a loss tonight will dash their championship aspirations and remove them from the upper echelon of the heavyweight division.
I can't afford to lose. I mean, there will be things down the road still for me, but I can't afford to lose.
What's next for Shannon Briggs? I don't want to take a step down. I don't feel like I should have to. He's well known. I'm pretty well known. Great, let's do it.
Steve Albert along with the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco, Bobby Ches, back ringside here at the Mark G. Edis Arena in Atlantic City, New Jersey. We close in on our main event, Francois Botha versus Shannon Briggs, and we turn back to the fight doctor. And Ferdy, is there any doubt that a victory tonight is vital to remain a heavyweight contender?
Well, Botha loses and he changes trainers, he changes diet, he changes altitude, he changes everything. Twice he's done that. He's got to get the message. It's not the exterior things that count, it's him. He's got to change. Well, if he doesn't change tonight and he loses, then he goes back down those stairs to the corral labeled trial horses. And boy, down there, the money is cheap and his big time days are over. He's got to win tonight and win big.
And we turn back to Bobby Ches. And Bobby, what about Shannon Briggs? Not only does he have to win tonight, but he has to look good in winning, yes?
Well, Steve, the only 2 times he's stepped up to the upper echelon, George Foreman and Lennox Lewis, he didn't, the Lennox Lewis fight, he clearly didn't finish, so he didn't win. A lot of people, including myself, thought he didn't beat George Foreman. So the only 2 times he stepped up to really be counted, he didn't make it. Tonight, he needs to step up again, and he needs to do it in impressive fashion.
All right. How about your keys to victory for both fighters tonight?
Let's start with Francois Botha first. A shorter fighter, slower fighter. He's got to close the gap and get inside. When he gets inside, he has to work that body and also straighten overhand rights. They're his signature punches. Here against Stanton, a bigger fighter, he's going to work in with 2 jabs and throw his signature punch, the big right hand. Hurts him, and as soon as he does, gets inside, he goes to the body, and he buckles Stanton and works. This is how he has to work against Briggs if he's going to win. He's got to back Briggs up, work his way inside. There's that body shot. He buckles him. Then a sort of a right hand, a left hook just to say, okay, take that with you too. Shannon Briggs is the bigger of the fighters. He's got to use a sharp jab to set up all his combinations. The right hand over that lazy jab of Botha and dictate the pace. He's got to set the pace, come forward when he wants to, and rest when he wants. Here against Valdez, you'll see he'll jab, double jab, he'll throw a left hook, keeping the left hand out there, following with the big overhand looping right, getting Valdez in trouble. There's a jab, the hook off the jab, and another 2, 3 jabs, and the big right hand, using that jab to set up that right hand. He goes back to the jab to set up the combinations. He's got to work in behind that jab, Steve. It's ever so key to winning this fight.
All right, Bobby, some final thoughts before the ring walks. This is a fight that neither Francois Botha or Shannon Briggs can afford to lose. The loser of this fight places his career in serious jeopardy, probably, as the fight doctor alluded to, going back to being an undercard fighter. As a result, it could make for an intriguing and competitive contest. We shall see. As we take a look at Shannon Briggs waiting in the wings, his 2 big high-profile fights up until now, a disputed majority decision over George Foreman to win the linear heavyweight title at 97. His next fight, he lost by 5th round TKO to Lennox Lewis for the WBC heavyweight crown. Briggs' first title fight. After an 8-month layoff, he scored an easy first-round knockout over Marcus Road in December. His only other setback in 33 fights, aside from Lewis back in 96, he was knocked out in round 3 by Darrell Wilson after starting out with a record of 25-0. So are we looking at a contender or a pretender, Bobby Ches?
Well, you know what? Shannon Briggs has exactly all the tools. He has the height, the reach, the body, the speed, the power. The intangibles are the only things that are ever questioned. I think tonight we get to find out, because Botha brings many of those intangibles to the table, and then we get to see.
And you're talking, for the most part, about heart.
Well, his heart and his chin, 2 things that are big in this business. If you don't have those at the top of the heavyweight division, you can forget about being a real contender.
Botha contends that Briggs doesn't have heart.
Well, we'll find out.
Meanwhile, Briggs says Botha is too slow for him, and we'll find out that as well. Here is the White Buffalo, former IBF heavyweight champ. His marketability going up in defeat back in January, leading Mike Tyson on all.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the magnificent Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City, New Jersey, for the featured bout of the evening, and it's all brought to you by Frank Warren Sports Network in association with Dillon Productions, Showtime Event Television, Cedric Kushner Promotions, Trump Hotels and Casino Resorts, and the undefeated, undisputed king of beers, Budweiser. This bout coming away is sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr., Chairman is Jerry Gormley, board members Gary Shaw and Stephen Katz. Physicians at ringside, Dr. Dominic Coletta, Dr. Jordan Garrison, Dr. Ken Remsen, and Dr. Howard Taylor. Timekeepers at the bell this evening, Lindsay Tucker and Roosevelt Gilbert. Introducing to you our judges scoring this main event from ringside, from Plainfield, New Jersey, Henry Grant. From Atlantic City, Joe Pasquale. From Longside, New Jersey, John Stewart. All right, fans, here we go. The time has come for our main event of the evening, a heavyweight special attraction scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City, it's showtime! Introducing first our referee in charge of this bout. He'll be giving instructions after the introductions, Ed Cotton. Introducing to you, ladies and gentlemen, on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trunks with silver trim, representing Mark Roberts Worldwide Entertainment and Sports, and hailing from Brooklyn, New York. He weighed in at 230 pounds with a record of 31 wins, 2 losses. He has 25 big wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the WBC number 7 ranked heavyweight contender, introducing the hard-hitting Shannon Briggs. And his opponent across the ring on my right, ready to fight out of the red corner, wearing solid white trunks, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. He weighed in at a ready 232 pounds. His fine record stands at 39 wins, 2 losses, 1 no contest, with 24 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former IBF heavyweight champion of the world, known as the White Buffalo, introducing Frans Botha. Once again, our referee in charge, Ed Cotton, now to give instructions. 10 rounds of main event boxing schedule.
Boxers, you both received your instructions in the dressing room. Once again, let me remind you, there's no standing 8 count, there's no 3 knockdown rule. If a fighter gets knocked down, go to the furthest neutral corner. Wait till I tell you to come out. Protect yourself at all times. Let's touch gloves. I expect a good, clean fight.
Francois Botha, methodical, lulling style, allows himself to be hit, but does have a very good chin. He can be deceptive and heavy-handed. Shannon Briggs, whose average length of fights is just over 3 rounds, he told us not only does he have to win, but he has to look good. Says he's faster, stronger, he can box or slow.
He's flashier dressed.
Indeed.
He's a visionary. Ooh, look at that right-handed start.
Shannon Briggs with a big overhand right. That is his bread and butter.
Oh yeah, over to jab too. Look how Botha keeps that lazy left hand down. He is somewhat slow with it. That right hand is going to be one of the keys.
He almost knocked Lennox Lewis down. That was with a short left hook in the first round.
Well, they define who's going to be the offensive fighter and who's going to be a defensive one right off the bat. I mean, it's Shannon coming after it, coming to get it.
And if Shannon Briggs wants to get by Botha and then fight Mike Tyson, he's going to have to fight a fight where he comes straight in and punches, because that's the kind of fight that Mike Tyson likes.
And Botha certainly stands there, waits for you to come in. There's no fancy footwork, no movement. He's going to stand there. If you come in, you can pop him. But you might get hit in exchange.
Botha was very candid about the fact that he's got to wait the first 3 or 4 rounds and weather the storm. He knows Briggs is going to come out banging.
Yeah, he says, to win, I got to control the pace. I can't just apply pressure. I need a jab, even while backing up. He said Botha tries to be cute, and he showboats. I got to stay right on top of him, see how smart a fighter he is. But Botha said he's not going to showboat or be cute anymore. He was too careless against Mike Tyson.
Botha does not have the range or the speed to win this fight going backwards. If he stays going backwards this whole fight, he can't win it.
He's got those little short arms. He's got to come forward. He's got to come forward. He's got to get under the jab. He's got to get to the body.
And he has to wear Briggs down with body shots. He has to attack the body, not the head like others do against Briggs. Can't look for the knockout, otherwise you're vulnerable. The words of Botha.
Briggs is much faster, and he should be flashing those hands in there right now. If he wants to take this, if he wants to show he's the kind of guy that fights for the title, and he's got to come in with speed. He's got to come in with force.
Bit of a chess match here in the opening round, under a minute remaining. Round 1 scheduled for 10.
Botha's working behind a nice double jab and overhand right. Fairly effective. Not a lot of action right now.
Except for that combination, the jab and then the overhand right by Briggs.
Briggs showing that's the kind of charge we need. You need to charge the light brigade here. We need 2 or 3 jabs and then a good right hand and push inside. I mean, he's got to show energy.
Botha certainly a good target, not much movement for Briggs.
Again, Botha working in behind the double jab, hitting Briggs with the right hand on the side of his temple. And every time he's throwing that right hand, Briggs has countered like that with a right hand.
Briggs is no question faster. He's got longer arms, and he's got the nice right hand by Botha in counterpunch.
I think Briggs was stepped on accidentally by Botha and lost his balance.
The feet got tangled up, Steve. I saw that too, but I'll tell you what, Briggs for his height and reach should be more effective with the jab.
That was still a good punch by Botha. It wasn't the cause, but it was a good punch.
Fighting a very intelligent fight. More jabs, okay? More jabs. You're fighting a very good fight. And as you get closer, you want to be able to hit it with the right hand. See, a lot of times while you're rolling, I wish you would just take the step back and check it with the hook. Understand? But he's throwing the 1-2 and you're trying to roll on all of them. I don't like it. Just try to take it. You got such reflex. Just take a half a scoot back when he comes in and check him with the hook, okay? And
we're going to take a look at what appeared to be both the stinging Briggs, but it doesn't look like that right hand really was the thing that landed. It appeared to be more of the feet. From the overhead, let's look at the feet and see where they tangle. Yeah, you know what? It wasn't a feet tangling. It was just Briggs off balance.
I think he got hit. Botha's tricky when he comes in. He's got that tricky counter punch. And he's been hitting Briggs coming in, but not solidly except for that punch. Not a bad round for both men. I gave it to Briggs, but not a bad round for either one.
Botha coming out dangerously with his left low. Briggs does have the sharp jab and a long reach, and he's looking to take advantage.
Nice right hand by Briggs. You can see the look in both his eyes. It hurt, but he smiled back, just a nice little smirk. Let him know I'm still here.
Despite his detractors, Emmanuel Stewart says Briggs is more dangerous than people realize. We'll soon see.
Well, the only one that's got to realize it is Botha.
Right now, anyway.
Nice jab. Flick the head back of Briggs. He's got to snap that jab out there, as Botha.
There's that snappy jab by Briggs. There's 2 in a row. Botha smiles at him. At least he's not talking to him like he did his last fight. Good right hand. Sneaky right over the top by Briggs.
See, the things that Botha needs to do to get to Briggs, he not only is not doing, but he generally, we've seen him over the past, cannot do. Keep a good pace, tire Briggs out, make Briggs worry, keep the pressure on. He's never shown the ability to hold that type of pace, use that kind of energy, and work that hard.
Well, he's going to need it this time, because that's the key to the victory.
Boeing jab there, doing nothing for Botha.
I don't think Botha intentionally wants to throw away the first 3 rounds waiting for this guy to get tired. I mean, I don't think that at all. There he is. He's fighting hard now. He's fighting a lot harder now. Here's Botha.
The later this goes, the better it gets, of course, for Briggs, because Botha has had a history of conditioning problems.
Well, this is the best condition I've seen him in. He's lost a lot of weight. You can see that what he calls baby fat's not there like it used to be. I call it a beer barrel, but, you know, it's not there.
Well, he trained 8 weeks at Big Bear. He went back to chopping wood, which he attributes to his look right now. He's lost a little weight. It's still a little on the fleshy side there.
He's still not a toned fighter, and it always makes me wonder about his diet. He's changed his diet 4 or 5 times. His trainers, his training technique, he's done a number of things differently. Said he lost his baby fat. He's 30 years old. I'm not sure how long baby fat hangs around.
Well, he's saving everything for the fight, he says. He in the past he said he worked too hard in the gym under Panama Lewis. No more Panama Lewis, now is Abel Sanchez.
You know, a great heavyweight, former heavyweight world champion who's in our audience tonight, Larry Holmes, never had the best physique, but what a fighter he was in his day, and still is.
But he was huge. He was a Woolworth building. That guy was big.
A pretty good jab.
You had to get in the ring with him to understand how big he was.
Heading for the bell, round 2. There. Right hand over the top by Botha.
Good punches by Botha at the end.
Deep breath. Deep breath. Once again. That's it. Okay. I gotta have it right here. Don't worry about it. I just gotta have it right there. We're gonna lose. Okay, little grease. Little grease, Mario. Francois.
Briggs came out to make a statement early in this round, using that nice long jab and a straight right hand, snapping Botha's head back. got his attention immediately. And then jabbing his way in later. Well, there's a right hand and a sort of a left uppercut, not using the jab to strip.
And at the very end there, we don't have time to show it, of course, but at the very end, Botha got in some great ringing shots, which indicated the first that he landed in combination, and hard punches that he landed.
Round 3.
Things cranking up. Things are cranking up. Botha starting to punch hard with authority. There you go.
Just missed with that right hand, Botha.
Good idea, though. It went right over his left and should have landed.
Briggs immediately tied him up.
He got Briggs' attention with a couple that are left hand on the inside and one of the rights.
Botha loading up, which could be dangerous. Loading up with that right hand could open himself up on the left side of his body for a right by Briggs.
This guy's going all out. Botha knows this is the night that he's got to look good.
Beautiful triple jab by Botha, but no right hand or hook following.
Yeah, that was a problem he had against Mike Tyson, although he controlled the fight. It was a good left jab by Briggs. He didn't follow up. He was one and done. And again, one and done by Botha.
Yeah, but nothing in return by the other guy. I mean, he's got a good jab. That's what kept Moore at bay. That's what was winning the fight for him with Tyson. He's not doing bad. He's doing very good here.
Briggs is much more effective. Excuse me, Shannon Briggs much less effective in this round. Both are getting to him a little bit.
Yeah, because Botha's doing the action. Botha's leading. He's letting.
Those sound effects courtesy of Francois Botha.
This is what the corner people scream, you first, you first. This is what you'd be screaming at Briggs right now.
Big round for Botha.
Come on, you first.
A right hand, very good frequency.
Oh, there's a smacking left hook by Shannon Briggs. Sort of an off-balance shot, but it nailed Botha in the face.
Almost lost his mouthpiece and nailed him good, but he came back.
He's one of the bravest fighters you'll see, though, Francois Botha. You could say nasty things about his skills. He's brave. He stands right in there, doesn't he? And this time, he lets loose with a combination, not one and done.
He hit Shannon with all 3 of those shots, that jab following. Shannon's defense is getting more suspect. Botha said George Foreman in him, and he's slow. Now, George is also 6'4", but Botha proving his point.
And Botha gaining confidence. Good block off that straight right by Briggs.
Botha doing the fighting right now.
Oh, an overhand right. That got the attention of Briggs.
Briggs just covering up as Botha comes in instead of trying to counter. He's just covering up. So it's Botha piling up the points.
And Briggs breathing heavily through the mouthpiece.
Stop punching in there. Stop punching in there. Come on, Rap. Stop moving behind your head, okay? All right? You know, fight him clean.
Wild miss there by Botha, but no counter punch by Briggs.
Time!
Good round for Botha.
I'll give him that round. See, what you're doing, you're just doing exactly what I was worried about. Everything he's punching, you're going into all of these motions. Now he's starting to time you. You're not staying on top of it. You're sort of working, staying back out here, boy, but you're going into this shit too much, and he's starting to time your bob and weave. And you're not going after him at all. You're counter-punching whether you know it or not. Yeah. And this guy doesn't hit you. If you notice when you throw at him, he don't counter-punch you that much. When you caught him over there with the hook over here, he doesn't counter-punch. He basically waits, and he runs in with a 1-2, and all you're doing is just sitting there trying to roll and roll. And he's timing you now.
I don't want to see a right hook. I want to see an uppercut. You know what I did with that? Okay, everything from the outside here. It's on the inside before Eddie breaks you up.
Right. I think I heard him say, I want to see more of an uppercut.
He said before Eddie breaks you up, while you're in close, get that uppercut in there. More uppercuts, less hooks.
That was Abel Sanchez to Francois Botha. You heard Emmanuel Stewart say, hey, Botha's not counterpunching. Take advantage.
Well, Emmanuel Stewart's very, very smart, very honest. He said, you lost that round. I gave him that round.
Right.
And what he told him, too, was he's got to be the lead. Botha is not a good counterpuncher, not a good mover, but he's timing you, starting to get your timing down.
Combination to the head by Francois Botha.
He's starting to time his bob and weave, and therefore he's hitting him. Also, he's hitting him first, and the other guy's just ducking in and closing into defensive procedure instead of counterpunching.
Now a little taunting by Botha. That's not what you want to see. That's what he did against Tyson. Came back to haunt him. Briggs a 3-1 favorite, in case you're wondering. But don't tell that to Francois Botha, who seems to be gaining confidence every minute.
As long as he's doing the leading, he can win. Because the other guy doesn't seem to understand. He's got to mix it up there. He can't just fall in a defensive shell.
Pounding overhand right off the top of the head by Shannon Briggs. But Botha's got a hard head. Bobby, what did Emmanuel Stewart mean when he said he's timing?
Well, what happens is this. Shannon Briggs is strictly counterpunching at one point, which is what Emmanuel Stewart was talking about. So when Francois Botha punches, Shannon Briggs makes the same move to get out of the way. He's starting to time it. He throws a punch at it just to make that move. Briggs is learning.
He's got Briggs in a little bit of trouble.
I don't know if he's in trouble, but he sure should be getting tired of getting hit because he got hit a lot.
Some terrific shots there by Francois Botha, smiling at Shannon Briggs. Briggs looked a little dazed there for a moment, momentarily dazed.
Stop punching.
He just stopped doing everything.
Oh, he got hit a good collection of punches. There wasn't just one or two.
Oh, there's a terrific right hand by Botha.
Stop
right on the mark.
Good job.
Botha's gonging him with those right hands. This fight can't go on like this forever with those right hand punches. That's going to take the toll. He cannot keep letting him land completely clean right hands.
Botha may be slow, but he is connecting with that right.
First he pulls out a left and then comes a right. If he ever throws a left hook after that, could be Katie bar the door.
So far, Shannon Briggs is anything but impressive.
This is not helping his stock, and again, it's helping Botha's stock.
And those punches being blocked by Botha. A right hand counter punch.
That wasn't blocked
by Francois Botha.
That was beautiful. He blocked a couple, and as he thought about throwing another one, he got hit. Biggs got hit with a big shot. Another round in the kip for
You're getting in front
Botha.
of him. You haven't caught it, but you're waiting. You're letting him get out too much. You don't realize it. You can't have no damn close fight, brother. Waiting on you. You know, you got to look out to that phone. You can't take it.
Here we're going to see Francois Botha, okay? Here's the thing. There's no gap here. He has closed the gap. He's going to come in tight with a right hand here. Then he's going to shoot the left hand up here, and then he's going to continue and follow his man, chase him back. As we roll the tape, you watch the right hand sneak around. Here comes the left hand on the inside, and he stays with his man. He closed the gap behind the jab, got in, worked his opponent, and landed cleanly on Shannon Briggs for an entire combination. Beautiful right hand, left hook, and some follow-up shots. This is what he needs to do. Later in the round, Botha still landing that big right hand. He's timing. Shannon Briggs is lean, and Shannon Briggs is not getting out of the way.
He's paying attention to that pawing jab and leaning in, so if the right hand lands, that's what they're telling. That's what Emmanuel Stewart is telling him. You're letting this guy time you.
Briggs, frustrated, comes out with a purpose to begin round 5, but then he lets off. One of the keys to victory, we told you, for Botha was to connect with the big right hand. He's been doing that thus far with regularity.
Now you can remember that Botha, nice
combination of the head by Briggs, his best flurry.
He threw a nice big right hand here, Stephen. He should have followed it up. He should have taken a look and a feel to see if Botha was hurt and if he had something there. The window and the door of opportunity will only open so much.
Yeah, in that case, they open and shut in a hurry. Remember that Botha has a history of doing really good at the beginning and then getting dog-tired. And sometimes you see him wearily take a big, deep breath right now, and it's only, the 5th round. So it's about this time that we start looking to see if signs of getting weary for Botha.
Nice right hand to the body by Botha.
Be mindful that both guys have lost by knockout in this round, the 5th round, Botha to Tyson and Briggs to Lewis.
Well, Briggs better do something right now. He's certainly not winning this fight, nor is he impressing anybody.
He's winning this round, though. He's coming out trying to make a statement, trying to reverse the tide.
Bobby, we're at the middle of the round. We got a long way to go to the end of that.
Meanwhile, a good sneaky right hand applied by Botha to the face of Briggs. Both are trying to set up the right with a double left jab. There it is. Right there.
You could see it coming, Steve. You were talking about it while it was on the way.
Ed Cotton getting into the face of Botha, telling him to stop punching when he says break.
When he says stop punching, he means stop punching.
A whacking left hook up the side of the face. Back comes Botha with a combination.
And they keep landing. That right hand keeps landing.
Briggs fires some wild shots, wasted a lot of energy.
He was missing.
Stop punching. Let's go.
Ineffective punches by Briggs.
There's
a very effective combination to the head by Botha. Now he goes downstairs to the body.
Stop punching, step out.
And I don't know what in the world Briggs has got in his jaw.
Overhand right by Botha that scored again to the jaw of Briggs.
It's amazing to me with what appears to be not very quick right hand.
Nice counter.
Botha opened himself up. He faked the right. He stood still like a statue, and he ate one.
And he really
ate a good one too, Steve.
And he ate a big one.
Not a good move by Botha. He should have followed through.
Yeah.
Okay, good job.
Well, that's a tough run.
You have to throw. You can't stop in the middle of it. Deep breath. Now, you give me the left hook that I want, but I haven't seen the uppercut.
Lodging. Okay.
Relax. Deep breath. Feel grease. Deep breath. Here you go, Mario.
Both are teeing off with that right hand. He's just getting through. There, one to the body, work his way on the inside. I think he tries to jam a little uppercut in here too. But he's been landing that right hand so regularly, it's just incredible. There was a nice feint. Shannon Briggs feinted. Botha stopped in his tracks, and Shannon hit him with a nice right uppercut.
And that's the first thing they said to him when he got back in the corner. He said, don't stop a punch in mid-arc. That's when you're going to get hit. And that's what happened.
Well, we're halfway through. How about some unofficial scores?
Well, I got it very close. Both ahead, 48-47 by mine.
I have it the same way, 3 rounds to 2. Both of them made a nice little run there and put together some, a few rounds of good punching.
I tell you what, he's found gold with his right hand.
But you know what? Look at him. He's getting tired, guys.
Yeah,
he's huffing and puffing. He's getting very sluggish.
That's what I was telling you from the last round. This is the time that he fades. 5. That's when he faded with Tyson. And that's how he used it with Moore. I mean, Botha is not a guy that's got a big iron constitution.
You saw the online scoring there, and Botha coming into this fight saying, hey, it's a short fight, relatively short. I want to get as many rounds in the bank as Briggs starts to come back, but not for long.
Botha does look exhausted.
Both fighters have a reputation, too, of having a small gas tank.
Straight right hand by Shannon Briggs to the chin of Francois Botha. Briggs looking more effective here now all of a sudden. Botha slowed down. Every once in a while he gets one off, but Briggs is scoring more. But back comes Botha.
Nice right hand and left hook, but you know what? It's going to come down to those quick punches that Briggs will throw. The tap, 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 like that. Botha has got the counter and start working again. He's running out of steam.
Yeah, all of a sudden the gas tank getting low for Francois Botha. He has had energy problems as fights have wore on.
Perfect time for a body shot. I was just thinking Shannon went downstairs but didn't connect.
He's taking the round off, is Botha. Because, come
off the top of the head goes Briggs.
Stop him. Good job, folks. Thank you.
Very polite referee. Great right hand by Botha. That sent Briggs back. Missed with that one.
Stop punching me. Good job.
I saw Shannon Briggs look to his corner, looking a little bit frustrated. I know he's upset that he got hit with both of those right hands.
He looks sheepish. He looks like saying, oh, I shouldn't have gotten hurt. Sorry.
Well, just when you think Botha's in trouble, he comes back. We've seen that many times. Look, he's just pulling with the left, nails him with the right, and then hugs him. Botha.
Botha, when he wants to be in action, is taking this fight. There it is again.
Overhand
There's the right hand again.
By Francois Botha, and again scoring effectively. Now the left jab.
I hesitate to think what he could do if he throw a left hook after that right hand. Once he throws the right hand, he's through.
Tough as he is, you got to imagine if this guy could ever get in real shape, what he could actually do.
I think his body style is that. I mean, he can go so far. Right
even if, well, let's just throw the body style out in the body shape, what he's able to do in performance.
Oh, what a wild miss there. And Botha counters with an overhand right. That really scored.
Right on the button.
What a careless maneuver by Briggs, and he paid for it. Wow. Inside the ropes, Bobby Chen.
Francois Botha right now, if he is winning this fight, which I think he is with this. Jab, jab, right hand. Another right hand. Counter right hand on the inside. Right hand in a hook. That right hand is finding such a home. There's a double right hand. One to the body. Another one to the chin. Followed up with another one in the left hand. That right hand is winning the fight for him if he is indeed winning on the judge's scorecard.
Well, for any...
Look at that spin. That's a full pirouette. And another right hand following the spin.
And that put a period on the pirouette. Hey, that's ballet. This here is boxing.
Come on.
Briggs looking to end it on one punch with a home run left there, but left himself wide open just before the bell, and he really paid the price.
Well, are we in for another Botha night, folks, where Botha guts everything up and then finally loses in the end? Are we in for one of those nights? Or is he got enough gas to go to 12 here?
And, you know, in this particular fight, it could go both ways. Both fighters have a reputation for fading, getting tired, and not being able to close the big one. Well, now we have two that don't close the big one. It'll probably be a draw.
Botha's average length of fights just under 5 rounds. Briggs' average length of fights just over 3. And we're now in round 7.
That's what Briggs needs to do, that jab. There's almost no way for Botha to offset that jab if he keeps using it.
All right, break. Get out, get out. Good job, good job.
I think when Botha comes in with that hard jab, Briggs turns his face, and when he turns his face away to receive the jab, that's when he gets hit with the right hand. He doesn't seem to be able to keep his eye on the right hand.
Just like that, he did it again.
He did it again. Watch him. Watch when the left comes. He turns his head away. He's completely open to the right. You can't see it.
There's a left jab by Briggs. Got in there. Botha did not counter.
Get out. Let's go.
That overhand right continues to be a big weapon for Francois Botha. Then he nailed him with a left hook, a short left hook.
He doesn't normally throw the left hook. Look how effective it is if you got the left hook behind that right hand.
Boy, the left hook is the one to paint you.
Now he goes to the body, again to the chin. A right hook there by Francois Botha to the face of Briggs. It's Botha all the way right now.
Botha on a roll.
Shannon Briggs' legs just now for the first time didn't look like they were under him as well as they should be.
Those body shots probably contributing to that. And now shots to the head by Botha. He's just wearing Briggs out. Body shots.
Botha chopped a lot of wood, and he's chopping wood tonight. This has strengthened him, and he is going at it.
We soon may be yelling timber. Briggs has been down 3 times in his career, Botha twice. An abrasion above the right eye of Botha, who just nailed Briggs with a right cross.
Come on, move out of here.
Right on the jaw.
And uppercuts inside as his corner was telling him to do. Low blow.
Come on, hands are free, let's go.
A cut over the left eye. Briggs, a straight right hand by Botha, right on the nose.
Briggs is in a little trouble now.
Yeah, Briggs is rocky.
Briggs is dazed.
Botha just wants it more. We talked about the intangibles. Skill factor, Shannon Briggs.
7 seconds to go in the round.
Guts, heart, nerve. Who wants it more right now? Francois Botha making a statement.
No question.
That's a good round for Botha as this fight heats up.
Shannon, nuts and guts now. You got to sit down and fight something. You fight
No.
You're this man that's walking through you right now. That's almost a 10-8 round. You're not fighting.
Francois Botha on the right here. He comes in behind a jab, and that right hand every time. He just keeps on throwing it to Shannon Briggs as he closes the gap behind that jab, which we roll the tape. He comes in behind that jab, and that right hand is right there. There's the jab, bang. Right hand on the button. closes the gap. He's on the inside. He's got to be the more effective man on the inside. What a good job he's doing. Later in the round, for pretty much the whole round, Botha loading up with the right hand. There's the jab and the right hand right over. Shannon Briggs not making any adjustments whatsoever. Manuel Stewart's giving him the right advice in the corner. He just cannot do it.
Big sense of urgency in the Briggs corner as we enter round 8.
Stick and move, they're hollering at him. Stick and move. Well, he better do something. He can't just stand there and keep getting hit by both of them. There
it is again, the overhand right, another one.
You know, against Tyson, you could see both using a jab and a long-range right hand. Against a guy bigger than him, faster than him, with longer reach, you never would think it, but he's using similar style to get the job done.
Briggs missing with that combination. A very hungry Francois Botha. There's a wild miss again with that left hook by Briggs.
Come on, hands free. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out.
Beautiful jab by Shannon Briggs.
You may recall Shannon Briggs missed with one of those wild lefts against Lennox Lewis. Got knocked down and he blamed it on that.
Shannon Briggs
like
right now,
vu.
Steve, right now Shannon Briggs is sucking it up. Manuel Stewart told him, you lose this round. I gotta have this round. And Shannon Briggs is going out there and showing that he's got what it takes to at least give it his best.
He said it's all about guts right now. I cleaned that up for you.
Well, he has been getting gone. Bobby, he's getting gone. He's trying, and the two good punches he threw, he missed both of them. They looked good, but they didn't land.
And Botha just walked into the left, but he hammers him with a right. Botha into the face of Briggs.
The right hand is landing with such frequency, it's almost ridiculous. I cannot understand why Shannon Briggs doesn't have that left hand high and make a different move. It's the same move. He moves to his right hand side, and all Botha has to do is make a slight adjustment, and he lands it.
Briggs is confused, he's frustrated, and he's tired. That's not a good combination in boxing.
And he's not.
There goes a mouthpiece out of Briggs, and that proves that he's tired. When you lose the mouthpiece, well, it might be Botha's mouthpiece.
It was Botha's. Botha's the one who pointed to it. Botha needs a little bit more of a rest than Briggs.
But he's the one that's more effective, even though he's tired. Now there's blood streaking down the left side of Botha's face.
He's doing this on, look at this.
But he's coming back strong. He senses it too.
He's doing it on sheer guts. He's tired, he's exhausted. He's not the more skilled of the two, but he wants it more, and he's tougher. He believes in himself more, Steve.
Trying to wipe the blood out of his left eye is Botha. He's bleeding, as you said, on both sides of the face. You talk about heart and guts. Francois Botha's got him. Boy, he is becoming a fan favorite.
He is pawing at that eye. He could just...
There's a straight right hand by Briggs. His best punch. 11, and Botha's down. It's a knockdown.
It's another Botha night.
7, 8. You all right?
Yeah, here we go again.
It's another Botha night.
He needs 20 seconds to survive. And Briggs is trying to end it right here in round 8.
It's a matter of fatigue.
Eddie Cotton looking closely.
He's got enough time. 10 seconds. He hasn't got any time.
Botha with no energy, hanging in there. It's all hard. What resolve by Francois Botha.
Stop out of here, man.
You gotta stay focused in there. It's business. Come on, baby. You gotta forward, not backwards. Water.
How you feeling?
We're going to take a look at that knockdown. Shannon Briggs sensing the need to do something and make a statement, gets a nice right hand. He hurts Botha. Botha goes back to the ropes and walks right into a left hook. There's another angle. Here's the left and then a right. That's the right hand that starts things. Now watch his left hand. Right there. That left hand, he came off the ropes right into the left hand. He was hurt. I think this knockdown was a combination of a couple of good punches by Shannon Briggs as well as Botha's fatigue. Botha will never be able to fight 10 or 12 rounds at a great pace. He just doesn't have it for whatever the reason.
It's another Botha night.
Botha down for the third time in his career versus Moore in the 11th round twice and now here.
Botha looks like he's going to fall down right now. He hasn't got hit yet.
Stop. Go.
Francois Botha looking like a beaten fighter. You wouldn't know that he's been winning decisively up to this point.
Up until that point, I had a 68-65. Yeah. Now I have a 76-75.
Exactly.
Botha's still ahead by 1 point.
Exactly what I have.
But we're in New Jersey, and Briggs is from Jersey. I wouldn't trust that score.
Brooklyn, close enough. If you're,
but he lives here.
He lives here in West Orange. If you're a fighter, if you're Francois Botha, what do you do now? Do you try to stay away from Briggs and try to win it on the cards, or do you go forward like Abel Sanchez tells him?
He has to go forward. He has no choice, but he doesn't have the energy. He cannot.
A straight right hand by Botha.
He cannot keep the pace that was necessary to win this fight. If he kept the pace he was keeping, you saw what he was doing. That was one of my keys too. You had to land that right hand, get inside, work there.
Straight right hand by Botha. He's coming back.
Get out.
It's going to be one of those fights where in a loss, he's covering himself with glory. Again.
Get out.
3 fights, he loses 3 fights, the public loves him.
Well, he hasn't lost yet.
He hasn't lost yet. It's boxing.
Left by Briggs that scored right on the face of Botha. Left hook by Briggs. Botha back to the body with the right.
Get out.
If Briggs doesn't put him away now, then the market value on Briggs is down. Because this guy is a shot and beaten fighter right in front of him right now.
He knocked down Botha in the 8th round. Things look very bleak for the former IBF heavyweight champ, but now he's let him off the hook, as it appears.
And Briggs walked into another right hand. The steam isn't on the right hands anymore, the way it was. But Briggs is just walking the right hand after right hand.
It stops him from punching, Bobby, and those seconds are ticking away. We're inside of 1 minute. All he's got to do is survive this minute and get his gas back into the tank.
Well, Briggs may have underestimated the heart, the guts, the will, and the determination of the South African.
He should have gone after him all guns firing. There's no reason for him to let Botha off the hook. None.
Low blow there on the right uppercut by Botha.
You all right? Let's go.
All that time the talking is going, seconds are ticking by. Seconds to save Botha.
Well, I'll tell you what, this fight works out to be a very funny thing. Briggs' stock can't go up being tested and beaten for the majority of the fight the way he has. Botha running out of complete gas late in the fight. His stock can't go up, but he could be a very worthwhile opponent for some of the other fighters.
Only 1 round remaining after this.
Oh, nice right hand.
Just before the bell, Botha comes on big.
That's it. Keep the Briggs only, man. Last round, folks. Last round. Relax. Get right in front of him, you stop, and then you wait until he finishes. It's too late. Get your shit out first. You understand?
Shannon, just let your hands go.
Get your punches out first. You get there, you let him get out first. You got to win this round, brother. Your whole fucking career is in 3 goddamn minutes here now. Then you sitting there till you get right to it and you stop. And wait.
We got nothing to lose here.
Don't do anything.
Come on.
We'll carry you out, my friend. We'll carry you out there.
Deep breath.
Understand? Hell of a fight. We're winning the fight.
Show me your nuts. Show me your nuts.
Dramatic stuff in the corner of Shannon Briggs. Desperation time for Briggs.
And survival time for Botha.
I have it 85-85, guys. This round is the deciding factor on my unofficial scorecard.
The last round could decide the future for these 2 heavyweights. Round 10. This is the round for their careers.
We've seen a very good heavyweight fight here. And I must say, while that's nice hype, I can't agree completely because both guys have covered themselves. They're fighting.
Another overhand right that scores for both.
Botha's, you know what? I'll tell you what, I think right now, I think Botha wants it more. I think Shannon has more. What a way this has to lay out.
Stop him.
Again, the right uppercut by Botha, a little low. Cut at the corner of Briggs' right eye, continues.
And he continues to be first, Botha. If the other guy Briggs could just get his punches off. If he could just land something hard. Botha is so exhausted. and yet Botha is first. That's guts. That's heart. That's wanting it. That's willpower.
And look at the eyes of Botha, bloodied. But he continues to land with that right, the overhand right. That has been his punch all night long. Halfway through the last round. Does Briggs have what it takes?
Briggs' eye is bleeding. His left eye is bleeding.
I think Briggs has more in the tank. I think Briggs has more skills. I think there's no question that Francois Botha is the braver man who wants it more. Look at that combination.
Big finish here for Botha.
Determination. Who wants to win? Who will not lose? Botha.
Oh, what a powerful overhand right by Botha. Right on the face of Briggs, and the crowd going wild.
Stop it.
1 minute remaining. Another straight right hand by Botha. He continues to score.
Let's go. Get up.
Look at the blood on the face of Briggs. Another right by Botha. And again.
Look at the ears bleeding now.
Even his ear is bleeding now.
The left ear of Briggs is in a pool of blood.
Stop it.
We approach the final 30 seconds of the final round. What a strong finish by Botha. All over Briggs, landing repeatedly with the overhand right. There's a straight right hand right on the nose. And Briggs is dazed. He can barely stand. Botha continues to land. 15 seconds to go. It's Francois Botha's night. Briggs misses with a wild left. 5 seconds to go. They embrace in the center of the ring, and this one is over.
Good job.
Well, by the looks of things, round 10 obviously belonged to Francois Botha.
Well, we always knew he had a heart, but boy, the will to win, sheer determination, that's what carried that 10th round. That's what makes boxing such a great sport.
The intangibles we talk about, Steve, that we can't put on paper, boy. My unofficial scorecard was 95-93. I give the last round a 2-point round for Botha. He beat him from pillar to post. He dominated the entire round, bloodied him, hammered him at will, staggered him at least 6 times. I gave him a 2-point round. Even without that, he wins the fight.
Botha, I have it 96-94, and I would be hard-pressed to think anybody thought that anybody but Botha won this fight. If we get one of those stinkers, oh, brother.
Or if we get a draw, that would be brutal.
Well, even if we got a draw, the winner is Botha as far as public opinion is concerned, and the loser is definitely Briggs.
So we await the decision. A very worried look on the face of Shannon Briggs.
I'm a betting man. We're in New Jersey. The powers that be play the game. You watch this fight's a draw, guys.
You really think so?
Well, they did it with Holyfield Lewis, and that was more one-sided. I just have that feeling.
That would be a gift for Shannon Briggs.
It doesn't feel good, but I have that feeling.
Well, we'll see how long it takes.
For once, I hope you're wrong, Bob. For once, I hope you're wrong.
Okay. We'll give it our best shot.
Here we go. Let's go up to Jimmy Lennon Jr. for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I read the score totals, we've all seen an outstanding 10 rounds of action. Both of our fighters deserve recognition. Great fight, Shannon Briggs, Francois Botha. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing here at the Trump Taj Mahal, we go to the scorecards. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Joseph Pasquale, scores about 95-92, Francois Botha. Judges at ringside, Eugene Grant and John Stewart, both scored about 94-94, a draw. The decision is a majority draw.
All right, I tell you what, I actually hate myself for being right.
I hate you for being right, and I hate me for being wrong, but damn it, you're right.
That is highway robbery. That is a stinker of a call.
Well, Bobby called
Botha
it.
won that fight.
All right, Bobby called it. Let's say it like it is. Bobby lives in New Jersey. He knows what he's talking about. This was a smeller.
One judge had it 95-92 Botha, and the other two had it 94-94. The look of disappointment, understandably, on the face of Botha. Let's go up to Jim Gray in the ring right now, who will be talking to both fighters. Jim?
All right, thank you very much. Francois Botha, what did you think of this decision? It seemed to me, and at least to the fans here at ringside, that you won the fight.
Well, I thought I won, you know, but I'm not going to take much away from Shannon. He's a great fighter. And, you know, I don't dog fighter, so Shannon, good fight.
Are you surprised with this decision?
Yes, I am, but, you know, boxing is like that. I knew that I was fighting Shannon in his hometown. But, you know, boxing is like that. You can go either way. You know, you don't know how the judges score a fight. We as fighters in the ring think that we're doing a good job and winning. But, you know, at the end of the day, our lives is in the hands of the judges, and we got to recite by that.
Let me ask Shannon real quick. Are you surprised with this decision? It seems to most observers here that you lost this fight.
Well, it was a close fight. The knockdown kind of helped me, put me back in the fight. You know, me fighting at home, the crowd was definitely behind me, but I underestimated him, I can't lie. Well, I'll be honest with you, not even that, because I trained very, very hard. It's just, you know what, it's the ring rust.
Did you feel that you won?
Yeah, I feel like it was I feel like it was a draw. You know, I feel like it was a draw, but at the same time, the ring rust, not fighting 8 months, and the guy I did fight 8 months ago was a first-round knockout.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard a fighter tell me they thought that they tied someone else.
Yeah, well, I thought it was really close. I thought, you know, me being at home, I would have the edge and have the morale behind me. But this guy is so tough. He took some hell of a shots. KG boxer, a KG boxer, most underrated fighter that I fought, white, black, whatever, green, tough fighter.
Your total inability tonight, Shannon, to stop his overhand right. Why?
Not really, not looking for one punch, wanting to knock him out. You know, I figured he never fought any punches beside Tyson and Mora, so I could knock him out, but I underestimated him. Tough guy, KG fighter, did some sick things. Definitely a heavyweight to reckon with, for sure.
Let's start with you, Francois. Where does this leave you? What next? Is this a rematch? You want a rematch?
Well, yeah, they say rematch. You know, it's okay with me if it's okay with Shannon.
Rematch is basically a setback for you.
It is, because, you know, I really don't have to prove myself. I think that the public know what happened, and they can make the decision. I just go back to what I know how to do, and that's fighting. And I try to do the best I can. And if it means fight great fighters like Shannon Briggs, I don't dog nobody, I don't hide from nobody, I fight everybody.
I usually don't invoke God, but what in God's name would you want a rematch for?
Because I think that I could beat him. Honestly, tough fight. Don't get me wrong, it won't be an easy fight. But again, I was making my mistakes. It wasn't really him, it was me. Ring rust, not really being stupid.
So you want to fight him again?
Yeah, I would love to fight him again. I would like Tyson, to be honest with you. But, you know, hey, listen, I would like Tyson, to be honest with you, but I'd fight him again. He's a good guy. He's been nice to me. He's managed everybody. He's promoter. No, nothing wrong with it.
You benefit by being here in New Jersey. A lot of people are going to say that as well.
I don't think so. I think the knockdown, I was controlling him a little bit. It was back and forth, some very close rounds. But again, those last rounds, he was throwing that right hand from down south, and he was catching me with it. He's a tough fighter, strong, very underrated fighter, tough guy.
All right. Thank you, Shannon.
Hey, thank you.
All right, Steve, that's it from up here. Back down to you.
All right, very interesting stuff. Thank you very much, Jim Gray. Here's how the folks at home saw it on the online scoring. And how about that? They had Botha ahead convincingly 7-3. Wow. And the judges again here, Henry Grant and John Stewart had it even at 94. Joe Pasquale had Botha ahead 95-92. Two judges gave Botha a 10-8 10th round, so had he not won that round that convincingly on the scorecards of two judges, he would have lost the fight. Another gift for Shannon Briggs. We saw it with George Foreman in many minds, and now we see it here. I think even though it wasn't a victory and it was a draw, it was a hometown decision for Shannon Briggs. Let's take a look with the telestrator, Bobby Ches.
Well, certainly the turning point in the fight for Shannon Briggs. Just put him back. He works his way in behind the jab here. He's working Botha back. He gets Botha to slide along the ropes here, and he hits him with a beautiful straight right hand. Then he gets him in real trouble after that. As we roll the tape, you'll see him work in, and he bangs Botha very well. There's the jab, and then he misses that right hand. But as he gets him over, That's the right hand that works. Now over here, he walks into that left hand where it bounces off the ropes into it, and that's more than he can handle. He has to leave his feet for a little rest. That saved the fight for Shannon Briggs, at least on these judges' scorecards.
Well, what can you say? Botha departing. Disappointed that he did not get the victory, but in the minds, I think, of most people, in the court of public opinion, as they say, Ferdy Pacheco, Francois Botha is victorious.
Well, it's not the worst decision I ever saw in my life. I can't scream and holler about that. I do believe that he won, and won in convincing fashion. What I do believe is this. I don't believe Botha lost anything here. I think he won. Whether they gave it to him or they didn't give it to him, he won. Because what we were looking at was a guy that came in strong and dominated when he needed to dominate, especially that last round. When he needed it, he went for it, he got it. What more can you ask from poor Botha? He's back in the hunt.
Now, let me ask you something. Would you like to see, I don't think Briggs would like to see it, but would you like to see a rematch?
Oh, absolutely. That was a barn burner good heavyweight fight. Listen, you don't get that much better. And they deserve to fight again. And either one off this should fight Tyson, although I would say Botha deserves it a lot more than the other guy. I mean, Briggs did not cover himself with glory, and that he squeaked by here with a draw isn't what he had in mind when he came in here. So he's the loser tonight. The winner tonight is Botha, no matter what the score says.
All right, let's turn back to Bobby Ches here. Where does this leave Shannon Briggs? A very exciting fight. I think most people disappointed by the decision, but that doesn't take away from the electricity here.
The electricity is here. The excitement was here. The fight was a great fight. They both showed that they can give and take with the best of them. Shannon Briggs took a lot of right hands. It didn't go down. Showed that maybe he does have a better chin than people think, but some are still going to question his heart because both are more tired, both are more fatigued, both are without the natural skills and abilities, just sucked it up and wanted it, just wanted it more. One of those intangibles that you can't put on paper, that you can't define.
All right, Bobby, a tremendous fight indeed, but one that will go in the books, I think, with an asterisk, no question about it.
Similar to George Foreman fight with Briggs, and similar to a number of the fights, even with Botha and Schultz. A number of the fights were close. This one was not a runaway robbery, but I still think that the statement was made by Botha, and I can't say it any other way. I had more respect in this draw for Botha than I've had the whole entire time I've watched him fight and win and lose.
Okay. Well, as we wind things down, let's take a look at tonight's results from right here in Atlantic City. Omar Shika took care of business against Kevin Pompey. Time to step up the quality of opposition, perhaps even a title shot. How about WBO champ Joe Calzaghe? And in a stinker, Marco Antonio Barrera retained his WBO junior featherweight title, beating relatively unknown Pastor Marin, who was very awkward, unorthodox, and elusive. Could title unification be next? How about Eric Morales? And in our main event, a very exciting fight with a most questionable decision. It wound up a draw between Francois Botha and Shannon Briggs. And once again, Francois Botha's stock goes up, even though he didn't win. But in the minds of most people, I think, who saw this fight, he did. More World Championship action coming your way on Showtime in 2 weeks. On Saturday, August 21st, we'll present a much-anticipated bout between interim WBC Super Lightweight Champion Kostya Tszyu and #1 contender Miguel Angel Gonzalez for the vacant crown. Catch this exciting action from Miami, Florida on Showtime Championship Boxing Saturday, August 21st at 10 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. Well, that'll do it from the Mark G. Ennis Arena in the Trump Taj Mahal. For the Fight Doctor, Ferdy Pacheco, Bobby Ches, Jim Gray, our entire crew, Steve Albert saying so long from Atlantic City.
Botha versus Briggs has been brought to you by Trump Hotels and Casino Resorts and by Budweiser, the undisputed, undefeated king of beers. This Bud's for you. Pay-per-view distributed by Showtime Event Television.